Uh, let's talk relationships. Good afternoon. Listen, I'm Terrence Perry. I'm your talk show host, and today I have a new co-host. Well, co-host, friend and associate, Akila Faye. I told you all week she was going to be coming on. She was going to be talking about her book, The Men We Choose. So that's one of the topics we're going to get in today. Some of the She got about 27 different prototypes of the men you all women choose. So I'm gonna be asking her some questions about the specifics as we go on in the show. But before we get started, I do want to say I appreciate you all
Yes.
tuning in and joining us every Thursday evening. Akila, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Dr. Akila Faye. Yes, thank
Dr.
you for
Akila
that
Faye.
awesome introduction. Yes.
Listen, before we get too far into the introduction,
Yes.
before I let you get into your introduction, I want to our producer, Lorenda, shout out.
Hello, hello.
Round of applause online. Y'all go ahead and send some hearts for her, some likes, because that's why we here. If it weren't for her, y'all wouldn't see us right here.
We need each other.
We are not on the cell phone. My cell phone in the hand.
So Facebook Live, appreciate you for tuning in. Any questions? I think I posted some about the book, The Men We Choose. If you all have any comments, anything you want to share, uh, do your hearts, do your bubbles, or type it in, and we'll talk about it. But going forward, Akila, can you just tell us a little bit about you and how this book came about? A little bit about how you,
Oh,
you got
my
into
goodness.
this subject matter.
First, I want to say hello, everybody. You see me on my phone. What I am doing, right? Y'all know the cell phone is so important. This is one of the relationships in our lives nowadays. And so what I'm doing, join me now, live, is putting it out to other people that, hey, we here, we're live, and we're talking about some really important stuff. And this book right here, The Men We Choose, which if you're interested, you can go on Amazon and download the ebook right now. Just type in The Men We Choose. There's a special $2.99 price. You can go on and download it as an ebook right now. If you are like me, you like to, touch the pages and look at the cover. I drew the cover, and that's something that you really enjoyed, and there's a built-in journal, then email me at akilafaye@gmail.com, AQUILLAFAYE@gmail.com, or just inbox me at Akila Faye. Okay? So, Terrence, your question, this book came about back in 2011. I have been working as a relationship expert, and I still do that. And I use the term transformation expert to just explain the overall interactions of all relationships, not just romantic, but a relationship with self, the relationship with coworkers, the relationship at the grocery store, all of that, because all of those things encompass us. The Men We Choose was formulated because I had so many clients and so many people asking me about their relationships, and I had just had my son, so I had a new relationship going on. And I was like, you know what? I really need to foster this parenthood relationship with my son and give him the love and attention that he needs. I was breastfeeding. I was a single parent. Circumstances happened that changed scenarios. And I was like, I really want to invest in him and give him my full attention. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to provide people with a resource that they can go to, like an encyclopedia. If you remember back in the day, we had Encyclopedia Britannica as opposed to Google. And they were updated like every 40 years or something like that.
Y'all did too.
Yeah. I had 2 sets. So for me, my mind was like, yeah. Or like a dictionary or a thesaurus, an actual book, a real book that you could look through. And so I prayed about it, and God was like, you know what? You need to go ahead and write these chapters about these different people whom I found through various studies, through interviews at the barbershop. When men tell you the barbershop is the clubhouse, it is. Oh my goodness. It is such a wealth of information. And then also for myself, with my own personal experiences, and putting it into one comprehensive guide for people. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of novels out here. There's a lot of self-help books. There's a lot of everything. But I love poetry and prose and singing and song. And it's like, how often do you get to read something serious in a fun way? How often do you get to take your mind to a place where you can actually play with the language, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just,
And you did in that book.
like, oh, wow, this is intense. Oh, my God. Like,
it's intense, too.
yeah.
I read that book. It's intense, but like I said, it is humorous and it is playful, too, but it's intense. None of the poems are short either.
No.
They're well detailed.
Thank you.
So hopefully you will share some of those because, like I said, there's about 27
Yeah.
different say personality types, but the types of men that you describe in detail. But before we even get into your book and talk about relationships in that sense, I want to talk to you in a broader sense on a little bit about you. I know about this time last year, I interviewed you.
Yes.
Last June around the same time.
Oh, wow.
You were involved with Our Efforts United.
Yes.
So I want to kind of know a little bit about that now. How had that transformed since then? And also, I think you got an award in DC, I think several months after that.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of piggyback from that to you going to DC, getting an award, and what that was all about. What was that? What was it? A women's?
All right, so I love how you just hit me with so much. So the relationship with myself, me loving myself has just evolved into so much. So yes, the chapters for one are very long. I call it poetry and prose in chapter form.
I'm gonna get into the book. We're gonna get into the relationship.
Akilah Faye.
Yeah, I want to.
Dr. Akilah Faye. Dr. Akilah Faye.
And we're gonna get into the doctor also.
Awesome. What happens? Our Efforts United is a nonprofit organization that I started from the grassroots level as an educator.
Okay.
So being in the education system, being able to teach in Mexico, being able to teach in Ghana, being able to teach across North Carolina from the west all the way to the east, a lot of different types of places that there was a deficit in character development and leadership. And there was a lack of parental understanding of how to properly support their children. And when I say properly, I just mean in a way where their children advance and they both achieve the same goal. Not so much as from a cultural standpoint, as much as it is from a love and a heart standpoint. And so the organization at that point, to date, we've served about 1,600 children through our backpack drive, where we've helped youth to go to school with school supplies, because there are several studies that show that a lot of children who do not succeed in school, one of the main reasons is because they lack the resource for success. They don't have a pencil, they don't have paper, they don't have a book bag. And as an adult, we're like, oh, that's no big deal. As a child, it impacts their self-esteem and their image and their ambition. And so we came out and we fostered that, and we went out into the community. We talked to various organizations, developed relationships, and now there's other organizations, larger organizations, who are now carrying this on. They've incorporated the concepts of the haircuts. They've incorporated girls getting their hair done. They've incorporated music and food. And it went from just giving people some stuff and go to school into a celebration of education. And now people have even evolved into mid-year, where they're helping children to actually get more supplies in the middle of the year. Because you're going to run out. Right. You got that paper and that notebook, but it might have torn up by January. So now people are even doing that and realizing it. And so Our Efforts United has made that impact. We've also partnered with TMT Youth Community Foundation, and we're doing a STEAM Academy this summer, every Saturday, beginning on this Saturday, at the Nest in downtown Raleigh from 1 to 3 every single Saturday. Starting this Saturday, June 17th at 1 o'clock. You can email Our Efforts United for more information, or go to the website TMT Youth Community Foundation. But we are expanding. We're starting to partner with other groups. I can't talk in depth about it, but we're developing music programs to help with entrepreneurship and music at the same time, because I'm an artist. We're starting to actually do things where we're helping schools to publish books for kids and put them in there. We're doing some parent outreach to help parents with advocacy. I mean, like, it's truly been a blessing from the Creator to be able to go out here and like you see my face. I'm like, oh, my face is so hard. But like, y'all don't understand, like, as a teacher, when you see so many children, so many parents struggling, and they want the help and they want the resources, and this world will convince you that nobody cares about people anymore. This world will try its best to convince you that nobody loves anymore. This world will do its best to make you go into a shell of yourself. It's awesome to have the opportunity and the blessing to network with individuals who say, we don't care what the world is saying, we know what the Creator is saying,
There
and
you
we're going to go out here and save our village. We're going to rebuild our village. We're actually working with
Diana.
yes, Diana and Anton. Just every third Monday,
Okay.
you'll be able I'm actually on behalf of RFS United is going out and conducting a workshop with them for 30 minutes on leadership, character development, goal setting, to help them get some of those root foundations that we used to get back in the day. Is it old school? Old school still work. You know what I'm saying? Old school still work.
Power.
Yes,
Okay.
and Anton
that's right.
yes,
Anton
and
just
First
got married,
Baptist Church,
too?
because that's who's hosting it. And
You guys are-
that's a blessing in itself to be able to work with so many youth. We know Southeast Raleigh, there's a lot of relationships that are damaged, and to be able to work with a group that's helping to go to the root with our babies, with that seed, and say, you know what, maybe the adults, we got our own thing going on. But children are still impressionable. You can still mold them. You can still inspire them. And you can still work with them. You can still plant that seed of hope and inspiration in them that no matter what choice they make, they can say they got those lessons versus saying nobody ever tried. They can't look back at their life and say that. And so that's another wonderful partnership that has blossomed. And
Give me a little bit
that's what we're
about the time you spent in DC, real quick. Just kind of bring, because what I want you to do is just kind of bring us up to speed on, since I met you last year in June till this June, and I have been following you and seeing all the accolades and things that had transpired in your life, just in that short period of time, and just in that less than a year.
So there were 3 awards that were brought to my attention. One was with the Mothers of America. So if you know Bush and Roosevelt and all of them, their wives are in this organization and represented as outstanding mothers who are making a contribution to the community and in their families. And I was nominated as Mother of the Year for North Carolina through that organization. Right. So I accepted that nomination. That was to the single parent in North Carolina. Secondly, I got an award for being an outstanding leader with TMT for Community Heroes, through the Community Heroes program at Shaw University is where we had that. Right. And so that was really amazing. And during that event, I had worked with Garner Road Community Center and helped their youth to develop like a small step and do some artwork where every child got to participate on their level of artistic or non-artistic ability. So it wasn't about the perfection of the performance as much as it was about the participation, the collaboration, and the experience for the youth to realize that no matter who you are, where you are, and what you are at that moment, you can come together and create something great for people to enjoy. So that was beautiful. Then we went to DC for Women Leading from the Heart.
Women Leading from the
Heart. And with that organization, I got to speak at the Jefferson Memorial, and that's my passion. I have been through so many, I've been through everything except for crack. Like, if you would look at my life and you was like to go back in it, sometimes I look at it, I'm saying, God, why am I going through this movie? I said, oh, because I'm Job in 2017. I get it. You hear how I'm stuttering, because it's amazing, it's overwhelming, and it's a blessing all at the same time that you can go through a Job story and still be able to give to other people, love other people, and be forgiving. And that leadership and organization of building partnerships, building collaborations, doing community outreach, still working, and then making the decision to say, I'm going to go fully into my purpose that God has designed me to do, which is to elevate, empower, and educate the community in various ways as facilitator, trainer, and healer, has been a blessing. And so that's what that award was about, and being able to speak on that monument and have the people walk by and be there with so many other wonderful women to show that feminine energy is not about not loving men. It's more about an appreciation of men and saying we love men and women so very much that we have devoted ourselves and devoted our passions and our missions to making sure that we empower not just ourselves and our families, but the community and world around us.
Y'all didn't invite any of us men to join you all.
We did. We invited a lot of people.
I didn't invite. You just said you told me about it, but you didn't invite me. None of you all. So, but I did watch y'all get on the bus and take that trip.
Oh, Mr. Alpha.
But yeah, you all, whatever, like I said, you and Barbara, a lot of you all that I talk to on a regular and daily basis, got on that bus and wanted DC to let me go. I felt slighted that I couldn't get the ride, but I understand.
But you couldn't ride the bus and stay in the house because it was all women.
Yeah, it was.
However, and I understand as
but
a
I was
man, that would have been
I wanted
awesome,
to
right?
support. Yeah,
You could have drove
all of
home.
that.
We'd have loved for you to drive, join us, and some of their husbands drove up and joined us. In there,
Okay.
yes, it was a great event, and we're gonna do it again. Trust, it's gonna happen.
Everybody, y'all invite me this time, and I'll be able to drive up.
I pledge to give you a personal invite when that event is going to take place.
I appreciate
He is invited to Women Leading from the Heart the next time that it takes place, wherever it may be in this world.
Let me share also, Akila is in Ports Expo next Saturday. She's going to be one of she's gonna give us a little song also. Are you going to sing with the jazz band, or are you going to just do your own flow?
I'm going to sing. I'm going to do poetry. You know, I'm just an entertainer of spoken word and song. If you can think about the 50s, 60s, and 70s blended with the 90s, because that's how I was raised. It's all of that capsulated, and it's gonna flow. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Then I have these 3 books available for everybody. The Men We Choose, Live Your Best Life, because letters of devotion, prayers to meditation, because we need to pray more. We need to meditate more. And honestly, God put this on my heart. There's 13 prayers and meditations here because this world is stressful. Let's be real, it's stressful. But you don't have to be stressed. You don't have to be stressed. And so all of these will be available, and I'll be sharing a combination of how these things have culminated to create.
Live Your Best.
Yes, sir. This is This is a collaborative book, actually.
Now you went down to Atlanta
I did.
with the others that supported you,
Yes.
and y'all did the book.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that
So,
book before we get into a relationship?
I'll do that.
The men you choose, or
The men we choose.
y'all women choose. before
It's
we get
about the
into that.
man you choose to be. Also, a lot of surprisingly, ladies, please don't get this twisted, and gentlemen, don't get it misunderstood, misconstrued. Men love this book more than women because it shows them who they have chosen to be. I have went to the gas station. I have went to the barbershop. I have went to Loop's Auto, where they're sitting there engaged in this book, telling in men language, saying, you know, it's a good book. It's kind of vulgar. I'm not going to repeat it. But they say, it's a great book. I don't know how you know this stuff, but it's great.
Yeah, it is a great book.
And
I enjoy it.
this one right here.
And I've read it several times. So, yeah.
They're like, it's
a good
spot
book.
on. Okay? And it takes
But I
them
think
back to
women
memory
need
lane.
to, but women
They do.
definitely need to read it just as much as men. Both
Yes.
both sexes need to be reading from the same book.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
In any relationship, no matter what, even if it's
Yeah.
the comic pages, y'all need to know what each other's putting into your brain, because that's programming how you function. This book here, we went down to Atlanta in December, and we filmed with Studio One with Damon Dash. So awesome. Same man who films Cashflow, Reverend Cashflow, and TD Jakes and all of them. And we did an interview about this book. And the beautiful thing about this is, live your best life. Your life is the message. There's a series of Live Your Best Life books. And the gentleman who brought us together is Ruben West with Black Belt Speakers. And this man has a vision, and he has definitely made sure that other people have been able to fulfill their vision. And so through this book, we all, and in those 2 chapters, we share what it meant. And then our second chapter, we share a philosophy of how to get through it. My chapters, I'm going to just share this with y'all because I found it to be so interesting. And y'all see how thick this book is. Okay, I'm sure y'all see that. I'm a math teacher by trade. I'm also certified in elementary ed, secondary reading, and literacy. I just love teaching across the board. So it's that thick. Now, my 2 chapters take up this much of the book, y'all. It is almost a fourth of the book, because I wanted to make sure, one, this is going to be a separate book by itself, and y'all get more details. But 2, I wanted people to understand that when you go through being violated as a child, whether it's being molested, being raped, when you go through different journeys of being homeless, when you go through all these situations where the world is telling you you're worthless, you're nothing, and you start believing it and telling it to yourself, it was important for me to share that I went through that. And it was important to me to share that my grandparents and my family gave so much love, and that my relationship with the Creator was a foundation that allowed me to not succumb to the thought process, the situations, or those individuals. And that love allowed me to not just forgive myself, but to forgive those people who had risen up against me to detour me from the path that God had put me on. And so these two chapters share that, and it also has a little bit of the program that I have called Journey to Self and Journey to Healing, which is a blessing that God put that upon me to share 6 steps on how to go from hurting to feeling good again. And it's not that you're always going to be high, but it's that you know how to get through those low points, right, and still stand with pride and love and understanding and ambition and anticipation for your life. And all the other people who are in here, you have people who are married, you have people who are single, you have men, you have women, you have old, you have young. So this book in itself is like another encyclopedia of experience and knowledge and wisdom and steps that can be applied to various aspects, from a personal to a business standpoint, to just when you feel like that. Really, that's what this book has. And so I'm very grateful to have the opportunity and to have had the opportunity to share my story with a collective of individuals that are coming from different economic backgrounds and social statuses and marital statuses, to say, hey, all of us have struggles, all of us have hardships, but there's a way to get through it. And if you really want to live your best life, my advice is, first you have to define what best is for you, not what everybody else is telling you, but for you. And then you get the resources to help you figure out some ideas, some strategies, some ways that you may not have thought about. Or it might just hit you different than how you heard it from somebody else.
Dr. Keila Faye. Listen, Dr. Keila Faye is going to be with us next Saturday, so do be in the building. Again, we're going to be at 711 Hillsborough Street in Raleigh. We're going to have the other authors, poets. Akila's going to be there. She's going to have her books. You need to definitely meet her, talk to her, and just pick her brain. She's got a lot up there to share. All right, we're going to move into The Men We Choose. So, like I said, the book is going to be available next Saturday. If you come to the expo, she'll have the books available for you. But just to talk about The Men We Choose, now, and you started off talking about how you came about starting that book, but let's just talk about a little bit about some of the men that you name, or the traits of these men that you name. So there was, I want to say it was Mr. Intellectual, Mr. Charming.
Oh, that's one of my favorite ones, Mr. Intellectual, Mr. Spiritual.
So, well, if that's your favorite, let's talk about that one first. Let's just let you kind of explain a little bit about how you got into,
Can I rewind for a minute?
Yeah, rewind for a minute.
So relationships, right? When I think about a relationship, the main thing that pops in my mind is first relationship with self. Right? With self. And so however you view yourself, however you treat yourself, however you perceive yourself, whatever you dream for yourself, is also going to be reflected in the people that you attract to yourself. Law of attraction. Or as they say, equally yoked. If your yoke is little, you're going to attract a little yoke. If your yoke is big, you're going to attract a big yoke. If your spirit is poor, if your spirit is rich.
But say it again. So, what you attract to you is what
is a reflection of you.
So what you put out there is what you attract to you. So
right.
When you meet the man or woman that you're dealing with, and you say, he doing that or she doing this and that, you attracted that to you. So that's what you wanted. That's what you got.
Right.
Expand on that. I'm gonna let you go ahead on with it.
And if once you get that reflection, I like to call them mirrors. Once you get that mirror, and you're like,
we get the mirror, because
what is this? Then you need to start changing yourself. Once you change yourself, it's going to be a couple of things that's going to happen. I'm going to say one or two, even though things are great. There's a lot in the middle. Okay, we'll agree on that. But you can either choose to say, you know what, I'm cool with this. I'm going to be this. We good. Or you can say, I don't like this. I'm going to change myself. When you change yourself, that person, this mirror right here, is either going to say, oh, I don't want to be here no more. Or that mirror is going to say, you know what, I'm going to change too. But you can't force this to change right here if you haven't changed this. And so that's where this book came from, with so many women would come to me and so many men asking me all these questions. I'm like, I have to really focus on my son. This has My son is my stewardship. You know, my
Right.
son is the reflection of my most prized work ever. You know, if you want to know the fruits of my labors, look at my son. He already has a nonprofit that he's starting called In the Street Toys, where he wants to help children make toys and start doing workshops because we went through a homeless period. And he said, toys make you feel good, mommy. So I want to help other homeless kids feel good. I'm going to help them make toys. I was like, oh, well, okay. And I said, how you going to fund it? He said, well, mommy, I'm an artist and I'm an engineer. He said, so you got canvases and paints. I'm going to sell my paintings for $200 and $400. Now, as an adult, you like, wow, right? I told him, I said, you do that, baby, because I want him to go out there and try first. I'm not going to tell him he can't do it. I don't know. He might go and take a little piece of painting this big for $400 and come back. If he come back with $400 for a painting this big, do you think I'm going to be like, you know what, baby, I don't, you know. And as parents, we do that. And if you think about your parent relationship, you to your parents or you to your children, that's the same thing that happens in your relationships. Because of what you thinking in here, what you feeling in here, you automatically start to shun what somebody else is presenting because you may not fully understand it or you haven't thought about it for you without acknowledging like, hey, we're not necessarily the same because you're not. We're not. We're totally different. But there are similarities that help you to bond and blend. And so that's back to that mirror of like, can you bond and blend and make it work? Or is it more like oil and water and the only time it works is when you shake it up, which is an argument. And if that's the only time y'all get along, you might want to cut that. You know, why you got to keep shaking it up to get a kiss? I got to shake it up to go out to dinner. I got to shake it up so we can have a conversation. And then the conversation is about how I got shaken up and we arguing. Like, what kind of life is that? Like, you should want more for yourself. You should want more for yourself. You should want to be able to come home and smile and relax when the door open. You should be exuberant with joy and love, like versus like, oh my God, this they done came home from work. I thought you was working late tonight. Hi, goodness gracious. And so this book, what it does, partly, my grandfather is the best man I ever met in my whole entire life. No disrespect to my biological dad. He's awesome too. My dad's like a really good best friend. But
let me say this
grandfather was awesome.
Before you go any further, since you cut into my Father's Day, fatherhood.
Happy Father's Day.
Part of it. Well, I'm just saying, since you cut into that segment already, I'm going to let you go ahead on and flow with it.
Okay.
But I was going to say that to the end. But since you brought it up now, it's good to go ahead on and interject that. So, excuse me for interrupting, but go right ahead.
Good, because men are awesome. Men are the foundation to the world. My belief is that it's not about men doing something or women doing something. I just believe that people are waiting on the man to do whatever it is y'all gonna do, and everybody will follow your lead because y'all are so strong and so powerful. And I think sometimes as a woman, we don't acknowledge that power because what we see, it's a comedian. It's a comedian. He light skinned. He had a fro. You gonna be mad at me because I can't remember his name. He had a beard. He used to play the piano and sing, and then he had a television show. Oh, Richard Pryor.
I thought you were talking about Ronaldo Ray.
Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor. He had an episode with his wife. He came home drunk. And she said, people wonder why I stay here with you and why I still love you. They don't understand that I remember you before you lost your job and you started calling yourself the N-word before the white man called you the N-word. I remember the promises that you gave me. I remember the love that you poured into me, and I still believe in you. And I think that a lot of times what happens is people get fixated on the consequence that happens after a negative situation with a man, and they forget about the glory that's in that man. So this book is really about a testament of saying, like, look, each man is different. And if you don't like the man you got, go get a different one. Stop trying to make him into something else. Because as women, we hate when somebody tell us we need to be different. We hate when somebody tell us how to speak, how to talk, how to walk, how to move, how to dress, how to be, who to hang out with. We hate that. And we will tell you to your face, you better not tell me who I need to be. I'm a strong woman. But then we won't go tell a man, well, baby, you need to do this and you need to do that. Like, you know, and that's not fair. To me, that's not fair. To me, that's not fair. I can't speak for other people, but I'm saying for me personally, that's not fair. And my grandfather and my grandmother's relationship was so beautiful. When he got mad, he would just sing There'll Be Peace in the Valley and smoke his pipe and walk down the hallway. You know, my grandmother, she always cooked on schedule. You know, they shared their finances. And I got to see this really beautiful relationship that they had for 49 years that I got to witness for 16. Yeah. And so that was a good foundation for me. And then my son is an awesome little man. you know. And so when I wrote this book, I thought about them. And so there's a dedication to sons in here. There's a dedication to the role that men play in the family. There's a dedication to men in general. And there's a reflection for women. And it starts off saying, do we ever sit and think about the men we really choose? Or do we move in blindly grateful just to have a man? Because there's so many barriers that block our minds to comprehend the power that we hold deep within our hands. Too much to let any man simply plunder our boundary. Yet we meet a man and instantly we feel a strong attraction. Doesn't mean that there will be any lasting satisfaction. We fix our minds to truly believe we are happy with each choice, then justify the ones that were not good for us, while never giving the right one total focus. And the poem continues. And so this book isn't about downing anybody. It's about reflecting. It's about sowing a seed. It's about taking responsibility. It's about acknowledgement. It's about respect. It's about love. And it's about truth.
And it comes through in every page of that book. When you read those, every page, it exemplifies just that. So you can't go wrong with nothing that you said thus far. I pretty much agree totally with it, and it's in the book as such. Some men may get offended when they see things that reflect them and who men are sometimes. I mean, that's just the nature of different men. But it should make you mad. It should make you recognize the little parts of yourself that you see in each one of those traits. And as you said too, like with the women that read those also, if you have one of those prototypes in your life and that's not what you want, then as you said, you got to look in the mirror. That's what you're attracted to you. That's what you chose to be with. So if that's not what you want, then change you. Right. And that person can be gone. And the next person that you meet, hopefully you'll be attracting a different person because you would have changed yourself on the inside. Right. Not all this makeup and eyeliner and hair and nails and all that, but on the inside, go within and figure out who you are, what you really want, what you don't want, and live your life as such.
Totally agree.
Yeah, so until that's done, you'll keep attracting the BS that you're talking about. We did probably at least 10 shows now, and a lot of it has been male and female bashing. Mm. But as you said earlier, you're bashing that you're attracted. That's what you're bashing.
Yeah.
So, and we've all attracted negative and we've attracted some positive, but we should have been learning from those relationships because that's what relationships is truly all about. It's a learning process. Looking in the mirror, not saying this person is this, that, and a third, but looking at you.
Right.
And changing you. As Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, you got to be your own hero, your own shero. Mm-hmm. One thing I like about you and your transformation in and of itself, you've been a transformation expert, is, and you talked about it in your the other book about some of the trials and tribulations, but the journey. And I think Lorena and I was talking yesterday about that hero's journey, that shero's journey, because we're all on a journey. Yes. But it's the journey to self. Most people think it's the journey looking for things on the outside. They're trying to pull things into their life from the outside, or trying to pull certain men in or certain women in, or this, that, and a third. But what you're trying to reach and what you're trying to achieve is already within you. Mm-hmm. You just keep looking on the outside and not looking inside. Men and women won't sit still long enough to explore themselves. Right. Because a lot of people are scared to be alone. They're scared to spend time alone. Mm-hmm. So they got to keep distracting themselves all day, every day. Right. There's nothing wrong with a little distraction here and there throughout your life, but everybody should be able to sit with themselves, be by themselves. And if you can't do that, then there's something that you have to change about you.
Yeah, I always say you should love being with you. Like, if you don't like being with you, how somebody else gonna like being with you? You like, man, I don't want to be by myself. Well, then who want to be with you? I mean, honestly, like you got to sit at the couch, on the couch, watch a movie. You like, oh, I feel nervous. I don't know what to do. Like, it's you. Like if you can't chill with you, you wonder why every time you go somewhere, people like, you know what? You don't get invited to the next party. You seen it on Facebook and Instagram. Like, why they ain't invite me? I don't know. Maybe because you don't like you. So you got to learn to like you. So when you said Journey to Self, that's the program. And this summer, I'm actually doing a special for only 10 people where they can get the first part of the program, which is I learned to hear me. For me, that was the first step in healing, was learning to hear myself. A lot of times we have so many voices coming at us because of our relationships. And when I say relationships, please understand, it's not just from a romantic standpoint. Every single interaction in your life is a relationship by definition, because you're interacting with another person, period, point blank. You have a relationship with candy. You have a relationship with food. You have a relationship with your car. You have a relationship with your dog, your cat, your fish, your brother, sister, aunt, uncle. Any interaction outside of you is a relationship, and you have a relationship with yourself. And a lot of times when we want to better ourselves, the first step, like you said, is that self-time. And what I learned is that you have to learn to hear yourself. You have to learn your voice. You have to understand what it is that you really want. You have to understand where you want to go. And not just from the standpoint of feeling good, like, oh, my breakthrough coming. Not just from there. Not just from the standpoint of, oh, it's going to change the day. Not from there. But from that real core place where when you sitting there silently and your whole body start to shiver because you're like, oh, my God, I really do want this food truck. But you never told anybody that you sit up here being an accountant, you know, or you really do want to be an author or a singer, but, you know, you scared because you've been told they don't get paid. Or matter of fact, everybody tell you, girl, you so good with cleaning houses, but you don't think you're going to get no respect for it. But everybody respects you for it because you're good at it. And you wonder how you can make some extra money. I don't know. Go clean some houses. Start a business with that. You know, or maybe just work on a promotion at your job. You've been there 10 years. You've been there 5 years. You've learned all the positions, but you're scared to step into that responsibility. Learning to hear your own voice. And like I said, right now for the summer, 10 people, $10. You email AquilahFaye@gmail.com, AquillalAFAYE@gmail.com. Go to my Facebook page, man. Facebook.com/path, PATH, 2TOUYOU. And inbox me. Go ahead and like the page while you're there. Give me some feedback about the show and everything. That'd be awesome. Mwah. Appreciate you for that. And get in the program. It's only going to be 10 seats. I promise you. But learning to hear your voice will change your life and your relationships. And Terrence, you asked me, Mr. Intellectual. So each of these poetic prose chapters, right, they embody, I like to call it like a circle or umbrella of a person. Right. So it's like you got different types of intellectuals, different types of hustlers, different types of businessmen, different types of known garden tools. I use the H word, but known garden tools. I know it's a family show. You got different types of mama syndromes.
Oh, you can say the word.
You can say it.
Yeah, you say the word.
I can say known hoes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So known hoes. You got different types of spiritual men. You got different types of sculptors, which is that guy who sees the beauty in a woman when she don't see it herself. And it also shows how the woman responds too. And how that woman might turn against that guy. Like, oh, yeah, you don't help me get my self-esteem right. I'm good. Deuces. And he's sitting there hurt. Like, yo, I loved you when everybody else thought you was like mud underneath mud. And you just gonna leave me because now all these other dudes love you because of my love that I poured into you. But that's cool. That's cool. So women taking responsibility for some of the, you know, we cause men damage as well. I have some Blog Talk Radio with Raw Steel Magazine, RAWSTEEL Magazine. I have like 4 different interviews on there with this book, with men calling in, interacting about the book. There's some stuff on YouTube with it and everything. Like with how this was on the big chat, there's some blogs on it. Like women have to take responsibility for how we treat these men and the impact we have, just like men have to take responsibility for the impact they have and how it changes us too. And we can't be scared to say that we were in a relationship and it changed us. You know, if you driving down the street and somebody almost run you off the road, guess what it did? Change your attitude. So why do you think dealing with somebody intimately or at work or on a daily basis or weekly basis doesn't impact you as well? Right. And so that's what the intellectual is about, that man who he know he's smart, right? And he know he's smart in different ways. Like he might be just a geek on the computer, or it might be that guy who knows fashion. But it's a guy who's very knowledgeable in one area, but he allows himself to learn what they say, a little bit about a lot.
Right.
So he can always talk about different things. And that's like how some people like to go and have a beer. He like to go get a book or a magazine or do an internet search. So when he meets a woman, he don't even try to like be like, oh, Mom, you so beautiful. You know, I love the way your smile brightens up the room. I love the way that you walk. It was like when Bob Marley made the song and your hips was rolling and I was just following your beat. He don't do none of that. He sit there and he's cool, calm, relaxed. And his mouth, he just, nothing but not like he's shooting her with knowledge. It's a line in here that says he knows his ammunition, which is his intellect. And he shares that with her. And as a woman, you're like, oh my God, he is so smart. Oh. What? Right? And sound like, yeah, you know, and just telling you different things. And that's his personality. And then you have those guys who are very intelligent, but they don't realize that they're sexy. And that's also in that same chapter. And it's like, it's a woman who sees his intellect and says, you know what? You are beautiful. You are a beautiful man. And men can be beautiful. You are a gorgeous man. And she brings out his sexy out and shy and, you know, insecure and things and, you know, self-guessing and questioning to being confident and okay with the fact that he's a geek. She's like, baby, I love you because you're a geek. Because guess what we do every day? We eat. Guess what we do every day? We got heat and power. We got all these technological advances that other people don't have in their house. Like we walk in the house, say, fix me coffee. The coffee machine start working. Baby, I love you. You know, our children are in the best schools. We always have clothing. We travel. We have fun. And on top of that, you're faithful and I'm faithful to you. I love you being there. To change him and make him into somebody else's husband is she embraces him for who and what he is, which is an intelligent man who is perfectly fine with just being with his family, being with his woman if they don't have children. And she's cool with it. So that's the intellectual.
That's the intellectual.
Yes, sir.
Run through the hustler baller right quick.
The hustler.
On 36.
The hustler.
Oh, the hustler. Thug,
yes, sir.
Thug.
I got you. Yeah. See what line. So it starts off. You know, I'm gonna start right here.
Okay.
A hustler calls a working man a slaving bum who only gets what's given, while he has youngsters working the block, tending the traps, pimping the chicks, and turning them out. He thinks he has life figured out. Says the police can never stop him. He got the city on lock. Hood chicks respect him. Business women want to change him. Single moms want to be on his team, and other women turn their heads while wondering secretly. His sex game is the best when he puts it on them. Has women wanting him to dig. Kitty cats come to him like a cell on the streets. He can be extremely grimy, even getting it from crack fiends. While women know he would never be about more than loving the streets and the life of the night, they accept some nights. He will be with them by morning light. He's out, back at it, singing his favorite lyrics. Got money on my mind, get kitty cat. When I want it, might choose to keep her, but rather boner than leave her. You know? And it talks about how when you get this hustler, man, like a real hustler, we ain't talking about somebody just slinging a little bit here and there and talking about he a hustler, trying to act like he hard. Because you have a lot of people, though, they talking about, oh, yeah, I'm out here. But then as soon as somebody goes, ooh, like, we're not talking about them. We're talking about, like, a real hardcore gangster. I'm in the streets. I'm about that life. That's what I do all day, every day, baby. Understand that's who I am. Respect the man that I am. Understand I ain't no goon. We're talking about a real hustler, right? These gentlemen are the type of men who they love the streets. So no matter how much he love you, how much he adore you, how much he appreciate you, the streets is always going to be his number one girl. Always. It's like thinking about a businessman. Because that's another chapter here. The businessman is separate. The businessman. where there's certain expectations, there's certain lifestyles you have to deal with, there's certain nuances you have to deal with. Not going to get. You know, Friday night is his money night. You're not going to go out to the movies on Friday, ever. If he don't have a legitimate job, all he's doing is the fact that at any time somebody can come and take your house. Don't sit up here and be in the streets. You, oh yeah, look at my new bracelet, girl. Look at my new necklace, girl. We just got a new house, girl. Oh, girl, he just bought me that new 5.6, whatever, because you just had the feds come through your house, and because none of it's legitimate, it's gone. And can't nobody tell you what choices to make. That's why the book is called The Man We Choose, the man that you choose. Because if you choose to enter into that, don't complain too. Everything God is good, and then everything God is bad. If you willing to deal with that weight, because he pushing weight, that you feel like you buried under, tell you what the truth is about what he doing, how he living, da. Don't get upset. You can, again, go back to the mirror. Mm-hmm. Are you about materialism? Are you about gluttony? Are you about showcasing? You about being a street boss? That's what you about, because that's who you got, and you able to do it. Change your character. Change your character. I'm not knocking nobody. I'm just saying you got to be real. We grown. We grown, and we act as grown people. When we got to have grown people conversations, all of a sudden we're going to shy away and get offended. But you got to be real with yourself and real about your situation. And if that man is like, baby, I'm trying to get out this life, don't try to keep him in it. And they want to keep him in it because they so materialistic and they so power hungry that when this man say, I don't want to do this no more, you trying to make a phone call for him to stay in it, which is crazy. Crazy. You know, it's crazy, but people do that.
Do it, yeah.
You know, all the time. He like, man, I'm trying to get this real job, start a business. She like, I don't know why you trying to do that. You got like 20 people, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, baby, like everybody respect us in the streets. They know who we are. They know what. They throwing up all little like hands, doing all type of like gestures and stuff. I don't know what's going on with it. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And he like, I want to be respectable now. You know what I'm saying? I feel, you know, we got a child now. I want my child in this, or I've been doing this a long time, or they might have had a conversation, or they might have just reflected and just said, you know, I want better for us. You know, I want better for us. I don't want this no more. I want to go to the movies on Friday. You know, I really do. I'm tired of not being able to hang out with you on Friday. Just sit my feet up on this couch that I've been working so hard to put in this house. And that's what that chapter is about. Whereas the businessman is more about that guy who might work for Duke University or work for Chapel Hill or work for SAS or work for Red Hat or work for one of the top banks in the world, you know, any of those places. And he has those corporate events. He has to travel. He has those presentations. He has business meetings. And you're more of a showpiece. That's your job. Take care of the kids. Look good. That's your job. I love you because you take care of my kids and you look good. And as long as you can do that, you're good. Candy. Yeah. But it's respected arm candy. Right. Oh, yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It ain't the throwaway arm. It ain't the jump off arm candy. This is the, I'm going to keep you, but respect your role. When he has a business deal, your mouth don't need to open. You know, you just need to be there.
Know your role, know your position.
Right. And if you can't do that, you don't need to be with that type of professional. You don't. Because he doesn't want that. Now, behind closed doors, just like Martin Luther King, Coretta used to tell him stuff. Best believe, but she didn't do it in front of people. She did it when they were at home. Then he would go out there. He might implement her idea. She ain't try to get credit for it. She ain't care. She's like, yo, that's my baby Martin doing his thing. Let me take care of these kids. Period. Because that was her role. And so if you can't understand your position in these men's lives based on who they are, you got to step. It might not be him with the problem.
Say it again.
It might not be him with the problem.
That mirror is up again. Yeah.
Like, you have to be honest with yourself, man. Like, as a woman, I think it's time for us to really accept responsibility for what we choose. And the fact that I've been through so many negative situations as far as being raped since I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I'm still not scared of men. I still respect men. I still love men. I don't get you as a choice that you make as an adult woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what? That
Man and woman.
Journey
Yeah.
to Self, $10 this summer, 10 people.
When is it going to
Email
start?
me.
In July?
Yeah, I'm starting in July. Yes, sir.
We wrapping it up. Any comments or any discussion? Anybody, since we hadn't asked anybody to chime in?
No.
Okay, so we good there. Again, Akila Faye is going to be at the Authors and the Poets Expo next Saturday. Myself, I'll be there with books also. There'll be a host of us. We're looking for you guys to come out, support us as you have on the show. She's going to have a book, particularly this book, you got to get.
And you can download it tonight from Amazon. The Men We Choose on Amazon, $2.99, or email me for the paperback. I'll send you the link.
I did put the link to the Amazon in there.
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah, that book is powerful. Men and women alike need to just read it because described. She got about, like I said, about 27 different ones that she could talk about, and she'd be hitting the nail on the head every time. And you have to see yourself in not just one of them, but in some of them, because there are pieces of all of them in each of us, man and woman.
Yes.
There are pieces of all of those qualities, good and bad, that's in all of us. But if you want to get the bad out, then you got to at least acknowledge it, recognize it.
Yes.
One of the things that you spoke on too, not in the book, but just in, like I said, in the transformation,
Yes, sir.
journaling.
Mhm.
And I think you mentioned it.
Yes.
But that's a good way to, I write, you write, but journaling in and of itself is good to get things out. So it's creative in a sense that once you start the journaling and writing, your creative juices flow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a genius in you that you may need to write it out, you know.
And then just to clear your mind, one of the classes I have, Declutter the Mind, that's one of the exercises where you, every day, you just sit down. And it's not, sometimes if you're not a writer, right, you might be a sketcher. You might be a nothing, like as far as saying writing or sketching. Like you're somebody and you're something. But when it comes down to writing, you might be like, oh, that's not my thing. Drawing, oh, that's not my thing. You get a sheet of paper, take a crayon, a pencil, or whatever, and you might just scratch out the page. You might just draw circles on the page. You might put stars. And when you do that every day, or at least on a regular basis, like for 5 minutes, at least 3 times a week, something like that, or just for 2 minutes when you get home to decompress, you'll start to notice that words will come eventually. You have to be patient with yourself. But what it does, it helps your mind to center itself. It's just like this CD right here, Letters of Devotion, Prayers Through Meditation, that helps with centering yourself, de-stressing. That whole journal aspect, just scribble, scrabble if you can't write. Okay, and keep doing that forever if that's what happens. But you'll notice a change in yourself.
All right, listen, we got to wrap it up. Facebook Live. I appreciate you guys for always tuning in, joining us. Support us next Saturday. We're going to be at 711 Hillsborough Street.
Yes.
At the Authors and Poets Expo.
What time?
It's going to be from 5:30 to, we said 9:30, but it's actually going to be till about 10:30, 11 o'clock.
And it's $10, right?
It's $10. If you want a vendor, it's $25. If you want a vendor, if you're an author that has books or you're a poet, and we still have some vendor space, so feel free to, you can contact me. Just go on Facebook, get my information. You can contact me, or if you already have it, just call me. I want to send a shout out to Frank Jordan, Zaquan. He's actually one of the hosts. Michelle Chambers is also the hostess with the mostest. Is going to be there also. So look, you guys, if you can make it, join us. Akila Faye is going to be there. Her books. Also, there's one. Okay, and you got the event that's coming up in May. So you guys,
in July. In July, I'm doing a workshop called Present with Power in Pittsburgh with Abundance Organization. So if you want to learn how to present and have confidence and speak with power and confidence, Abundance Organization, Pittsburgh, North Carolina, July 17th. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be live. Again, you can email me for more information or inbox me, facebook.com/path2you. And please also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Akila Faye McCoy, MCCOY. because there's some videos on there that will help you unleash the ultimate you, get rid of fear. There's just some stuff that might make you just smile, honestly, and just have a good day. Get your 5-minute, your 10-minute charge up and go ahead and move forward and know that love really does heal. We don't talk about healing anymore. And that's the key to having a solid relationship, starting with yourself. I look forward to everybody who will be in the class starting in July. Thank you all for allowing me to grace the stage tonight. Lorinda, thank you for awesome production. Terrence, thank you for the invitation. You all, thank you for joining. Make sure that you like, share this video. You never know whose life you're going to bless. I am Dr. Akilah Faye. Inbox me for booking, for speaking engagement, training. Just inbox me. Let's see what we can work out. Spoken word and entertainment. Love you all.
EMT tonight. Yeah, you doing that tonight?
I'm not doing an EMT. Powering Moments Together motivational group that's I have on Facebook. Empowering Moments Together. Moments Together is a Facebook group that I have. We do videos. We do a lot of different things there just to keep you pumped up. Right? Because it's about sowing seeds. I have programs that you have to pay for, but that's one that you don't.
And I appreciate you all. Let's talk relationship forward. Kind of touched on tonight. We will be talking about relationships outside of just romantic relationships. Your relationship with money, your relationship with other people, parents, children, what have you, jobs, career, your relationship to life. 7 to 8 later. Give us a little song going out.
I got a new song.
If
they ain't putting money in your pocket, then what they there for? Say they ain't putting money there for. Well, if they ain't putting money in your pocket, then what